How long you been involved with the horses?
My whole life.
Your whole life.
Yeah, my father rode, and then he trained. He was, so my brother trained. Where it's been in the family. It's time consuming. Yeah. You gotta love it.
The old timers, right?
Yeah.
What made them guys so special?
They were strict, and they didn't deviate. They had their ways, and they stuck to them, and it was a different time. There was no year-round racing then. There was no winter racing then, and it was more of a sport. It wasn't a business.
What was the biggest difference you think from back in the days till today?
Help.
Help. Hard to find good help, huh?
Yes.
How important is the men and women that wake up every day and take care of these horses?
Very important. Without them, you spin your wheels. Nowadays they don't have the background for it, like they weren't brought up in it, so they come in later in life trying to learn it, and they're being taught from one to another, and some of the ways that they're being taught aren't the old ways.
Who was a mentor for you that showed you these old ways?
I grew up on the farm. When as a kid, we grew up with the horses. We walked them, in the mornings and on the weekends as young kids. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. By the time we were 14, we were rubbing horses. And and we were taught by the old grooms. And it was different then. And those old grooms, they knew a lot.
Who were these old grooms?
Oh man,
where were they from?
Carolina. Yeah, they were. They grew up in Holly Hill, St. Matthews. They were. Some of them were from Camden. Some of them were from Louisiana. They were good grooms.
Remember some of these guys' names?
Oh man, you had Stick, Rooster. You had Fast Talking Tom. They had nicknames. You had one. His name was Piece of Meat. You had a lot of different nicknames on them old grooms.
Yeah.
You had Dick Williams and Bill Gilliard and Clarence Hawkins, and they were different.
Yeah. For you, who goes out the best trainer in your lifetime?
I worked 4 years for Vinnie Blings. Yeah. He was a good trainer.
Yeah.
He passed away a few years ago and everything, and he was a good trainer. And I had worked for a fellow named Bill Mullins in the 70s. I had worked for a trainer, Junie Bresnahan, in the 70s. And my father had been assistant trainer for Bresnahan, and we spent time on the farm in Holly Hill as kids. So we spent time, climbing on the pony with Bale and Twine and riding Buckshot and Bomber and stuff, and me and my brother, and yeah, we learned to be around horses and not feel uneasy around them.
Who's the best jockey you ever seen ride a horse?
Oh, jeez, so many. You got to see Cordero, and you got to see Samin on the turf. You got to, see some of the older jocks in their days where they were just winding down, like because of health problems. Like there was a guy, Darryl Matt, when I was a kid, emphysema, but he could ride. You know what I mean? He was tough old bird,
Wow.
you know. And there was some good, you know, really good jocks. You know, you get to see early fires. You got to see, you know, see Crew Gay. You got to see a lot of different riders. Now you got a bunch that are just strong. You know, between Irad and his brother Jose and Gaffleon and Saez and Lescano, the whole bunch. They're good.
Yeah, they're great.